welcome to America's Home Cooking, and this is part 2 of sourdough French bread, and it rose about an hour and a half. It's got a good feeling to it, and it has a slight sour taste to it, which is interesting. Now we're going to make 2 loaves with this, so let me pick you up higher and adjust this. Okay, just want to make sure you can see. I'm not doing much kneading with this because this is really rising quite nice. You can just watch and see what I'm doing. And I'll move. You have to grease and cornmeal a baking pan, a cookie sheet, something to put these 2 on. And the reason you're adding the cornmeal after you grease it is to give it a bed because it will burn. That cornmeal will keep it from burning on the bottom. Yeah, a simple little thing like that. Seam side down. These are rising very, very fast. So I'm just going to say until they swell, because they're really doing that already. Now this might have some very nice bubbles in it. I don't know how this is going to come out. But I decided I wanted to mix 2 yeasts together. You're going to need some ice water. And you're also going to need a brush and a bread knife or a surrogated knife, whichever one you want to call it. These are rising very quickly. They are not wasting time. So I'm sure within 30 minutes I'm going to have them in the oven. Set your oven at 400. All right. You're going to need cold water. They usually use ice water. In the winter, I can get some really cold water. In the summer, not so much, but I do work at it. Now, as this is going, I'm going to talk about arthritis, your joints, and why your bones hurt in old age. When you take a look at that gelatin that I make and what I did to the bones, that's what you do to your body through a lifetime of abuse. Sorry, it's been proven. What happens is when you take drugs, either legal or illegal, or you drink, or you don't eat right, or you just pack a lot of candy in, you don't get those minerals that your body needs. And through time, the body starts taking up, they rob Peter to pay Paul, so they'll take it out of your teeth. You end up with cavities. You fall and you break your bones a little easier than you should. As you get older, you end up with arthritis because the gristle in the bones, you've been pulling this out a whole lifetime. So it's finally catching up to you because you haven't ever replenished it. But if you watch wildlife and you watch goats or snow leopards and stuff, and they fall down those hills and stuff, they don't die. I mean, they get up. They might be bruised, but a lot of them get up and go. If your foot is caught in a bear trap, your bones are broken. You automatically know it. They'll probably have to amputate your leg. But these animals that get caught in them, men go and release them, and they'll limp away, but they still have their joints. You know, they might have a little arthritis if it catches in the joint or something, but they basically keep on going, and they can. So that's a good thing. So it's evident that we are not eating healthy enough to protect our bones and our joints. People at 40 years old are getting hip replacements. My brother's son has just gotten hip replacement. I'm shocked to hear it. And he's had both his hips done, and now he's talking about his shoulders. And my mother, she actually, her bone, the bone from your hip to your knee, cracked. It was so depleted. It didn't go horizontal. It went vertical, straight down. Well, she died from it anyway, but the thing is that the only way they could have done anything is to probably put a plate on either side of the bone, which would have been a massive surgery and a massive scar she would have worn. And they would have had to screw it in and pray that the bones would be strong enough to hold the screws. But if the bone has already shafted vertical, straight up and down, you already know how weak it is. So this is something that people do to themselves. And they're young and they say, oh, I can do this, and they keep on doing it. And then when they get old, they have all these aches and pains, and this is where it comes from. I showed you on how rich homemade gelatin is. I showed you I cracked those bones with my hands. I did that after I cooked them, so I drew all those minerals and everything out. So when we take it, we'll be getting all those minerals and everything. But I just wanted you to understand that. All right? Now, my bread is rising. I'll be back. Okay, we're going to slice these breads. Remember, do not go below 1/4 of an inch. You don't have to make them deep, because this bread is rising. It's really rising already. We're going to brush it with cold water. Sourdough and that yeast are just going crazy and growing and multiplying. Now, you're going to bake this for 15 minutes. And at the end of 15 minutes, you're going to brush them again and put it in the oven. Let me do mine 15 minutes. All right, let's start over. You're going to brush them, put them in the oven, bake them 15 minutes. Brush them again, bake 10 minutes. Brush them again and bake them 10 minutes. And that's it. And I'll see you when you're done. Okay, the bread is done. And here they are. Those those have to cool. They're very hot. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.